And now to the death of New York City's first and only black mayor. David Dinkins died last night at his home on the Upper East Side at the age of 93.
Friends and colleagues are remembering the trailblazing mayor for his impact not only on the city but far beyond. Political reporter Marcia Kramer live tonight with more. Marcia.
Well, Maurice and Natalie, tributes are pouring in tonight for David Dinkins, including from Mayor de Blasio, who got his start in politics from him.
What he did for this city, I think the way to say it is he simply put us on a better path.
Bill de Blasio, just one of the many mentored by David Norman Dinkins after he took the oath of office on January 1st, 1990, and entered New York City history books as the first and to date only African-American to win election as mayor of the city of New York.
I intend to be the mayor of all the people of New York.
He was a kind and dignified man who referred to New York's diverse population as the gorgeous mosaic and had a soft spot in his heart for children, all children, so much so that after he took the oath of office,
Do solemnly swear.
He said he would dedicate his administration to bettering the life of the children of New York.
The measure of whether I fulfill my mandate will be how we treat those who start out in life during my tenure.
Dinkins defeated Ed Koch to become the 106th mayor of New York by promising to be tough on crime and more sensitive on racial issues. Yet his administration was marked by a number of polarizing events: the black boycott of a Korean grocery in Flatbush, Brooklyn, and the 1991 Crown Heights riots. Crime proved to be a difficult problem for Dinkins. A wave of murders, crime, and gun violence prompted the New York Post to demand, "Dave, do something." Dinkins did do something. He got the state legislature to pass a Safe Streets, Safe Cities tax to hire thousands of additional cops. And that helped him reduce crime dramatically, ending a 30-year upward spiral. After shots were fired a block away from a press conference he had on gun control, I talked to Dinkins about his own safety concerns. Do you ever worry about your own personal safety?
There's just not much one can do about that, and if to live in constant fear is not to live.
Ironically, it was Rudy Giuliani, who ran on a law and order platform to defeat him after one term, who got the credit for what Dinkins started, hiring more cops and focusing on community policing. And while frequently critical of his predecessor, today Giuliani tweeted, quote, "He gave a great deal of his life in service to our great city. That service is respected and honored by all." Former Mayor Michael Bloomberg said, quote, "Today, while others may remember his distinguished and courtly demeanor, I will always remember a man, a Marine, a mayor, and a friend who was deeply proud of his service to his city and country, and rightly so." Dinkins was known for his dapper dress. In the office, he kept his suit pants in a press to keep the crease and walked around in sweatpants, and for his personal toughness, in part the result of his stint in the Marines. Dinkins entered public life in the 1960s when he was elected to the New York State Assembly. He became the first black to head the City Board of Elections in 1972. He was the city clerk, and he was elected Manhattan Borough President in 1985. 4 years later, he won election to the city's top job. Reverend Al Sharpton remembered the time Dinkins, then out of office, joined him to protest police actions in the killing of Amadou Diallo.
David Dinkins took a knee against police brutality before Colin Kaepernick did. David Dinkins never stopped standing for what was right.
And while there are many unforgettable images of David Dinkins, meeting with Nelson Mandela, meeting with Rudy Giuliani for a smooth transition of power, and even smiling in later years, the important thing is to remember the words at his inauguration.
This administration will never lead by dividing, by setting some of us against the rest of us.
Now, the municipal building where I'm standing is named for David N. Dinkins, a fitting tribute for a man who got such joy in service to the city. Reporting live from Lower Manhattan, I'm Marcia Kramer, CBS 2 News.
And Marcia, as we just saw in your story, you covered the Dinkins administration. What are some of the things that you remember most about him?
Well, one of the things that comes to mind is his absolute love of tennis. He never missed his tennis foursome every single week. And what people may have forgotten is he's the man who brought about the Queens Tennis Center, the Arthur Ashe Tennis Center. And he also helped to convince federal officials not to fly the planes over center court when the major matches were going on.
Marcia, I'm sitting here as you went through your piece, just nodding at everything you said because you're spot on. A kind and dignified and gentle man. And tennis was his passion. The city was his passion. Thanks so much for that, Marcia. Truly appreciate that.
So many great
Thank you.
memories. Thank you. And his family describes David Dinkins as a man whose love had no bounds. In a statement released a short time ago, they thanked everyone for the outpouring of support, saying, quote, "He showed us how to care for one another with dignity and grace. He fought for what he believed in and never compromised his principles."